Close fall is the most active time of year for deer. New York reports 65,000 incidents of vehicles hitting deer each year. Joseph Spector, Albany Bureau. It is a biological fact, but not a real popular one to mention, that the best thing hunters can do for the health of the deer herd is to kill a large percentage of the pregnant mommies. It should be obvious that the herd must be thinned for its own good, and removing adult does, virtually all of which are carrying a couple of fetuses at this time of year, is simply the most efficient tool. The firearms deer season is scheduled just after the peak of the breeding season, allowing the highest percentage of bucks to pass on their genes before being targeted. Think about it, dumping an adult doe now means 3 fewer deer in the herd next spring. But most hunters don't really make the health of the herd a priority. Bucks are the primary goal and shooting does tends to be secondary. Thankfully, many people don't have a lot of time or opportunity to hunt and are just as likely to shoot a doe as a buck. That's more likely, actually, given the lopsided numbers of antlerless deer in the herd, compared to antlered. We also can thank the relatively recent surge of interest in hunters managing the local herd, even if it is for the purpose of building bigger racked bucks. Those managing the herd want a higher percentage of bucks, and less competition for food and browse. So the girls have to go. There was a time, not so very long ago, when killing does was considered a travesty, or at least hugely ill-advised. Hunters felt that lots of does were needed to produce more deer, you see. That made sense when the deer herd was small. But for the last 40 years or so, with burgeoning herds, doe killing has been embraced as a management tool. Today, the Department of Environmental Conservation allocates deer management permits (DMPs) in the various management units across the state, raising or lowering the allocation each year to control the herd size in those areas. The DMP, which allows the hunter to take an antlerless deer in a specific area in addition to the antlered deer afforded by the big game license, must be applied for by October 1st, at a fee of $10, unless you qualify for a free one. Trouble is that there are frequently too few applications in some areas where there are too many deer. In an effort to better manage the herd, the state generally reopens the application process in those areas. Which brings us to now, or at least next week. Application in undersubscribed areas will reopen November 1st. That means if you missed the deadline, or were rejected for a permit, you have another chance. In fact, even if you already have a DMP, you can apply for another one. The application process for up to 2 additional DMPs will issue permits on a first-come, first-served basis at any licensed sales outlet. The leftover DMPs are not available by phone, mail or internet. Applicants who previously paid the $10 application fee during the initial application period or are exempt from the application fee will not be charged for this additional application. Hunters who did not previously apply for a deer management permit are required to pay the $10 application fee. In local regions 7-9 counties in central New York, DMUs 7F, 7H and 7J have leftover permits. Farther west, in Region 8, try DMUs 8A, 8C bow hunting only, 8F, 8G, 8H, 8J, 8N, 8R, 9A, 9F and 9G. Applications for leftover DMPs also will be accepted for downstate WMUs 1C, 3M, 3R, 3S bow hunting only. There are also bonus DMPs available in WMUs 1C, 3S, 4J, or 8C. For WMU locations, refer to the 201,718 Hunting and Trapping Regulations Guide or the DEC's website. During this extended application period, DMPs will be issued until the target quota is achieved. The status of permits will be reviewed daily, and as individual units are filled, they will be removed from the list of those available the following day. A list of units with leftover DMPs will be routinely updated on DEC's website www.dec.ny.gov or via the DMP hotline at 18,664,724,332. Dispose of carcasses correctly. It seems to be starting early this year, but I'm already getting complaints from citizens running across butchered deer carcasses discarded in plastic bags and in inappropriate places, such as hiking and bike trails, parks, lawns, etc. Virtually all of the complaints come from people who don't have anything against hunting, or didn't before discovering the latest body bag. They certainly see hunters in a different light now. Okay, it may be illegal to dump carcasses in these spots, but it's also lazy and certainly untoward behavior. And it paints all sportsmen in a bad light. Please, consider others and dispose of animal waste in the correct manner. New trout book available to those of you who enjoyed J. Mike Kelly's Fishing the Finger Lakes and Trout Streams of Central New York, as they were reviewed in this space. Be advised that he has done it again. The former outdoors writer for the Syracuse Post-Standard has written Trout Streams of Western New York $18.95, preferredbooks.com. It's a comprehensive, 208-page paperback look at the subject, written by a professional, award-winning right-wrangler. I'm told that it will be available starting November 4. Pfaff leads Cayuga. Trapped. Pfaff of the Tompkins County Fish Game Club turned in his third perfect score of the season at Lansing last week, giving him a 3-bird lead in the individual standings heading into the final week of the Cayuga Lake Trap League. Pfaff leads Dryden's Jim Fellows, 246,243, and Groton's Jerry Ostrander by another bird going into 6th week of the season at Pfaff's home course, Tompkins County Fish Game. Ostrander leads the veterans 65 and older standings by 1 bird over defending champion Dan Card of Dryden, while Groton's Heidi Wormer leads the ladies race by 8 birds over Dryden's Pat Logan. Defending team champion Dryden has a 4-bird lead over Groton, which had won the league title 10 of the previous 12 years before being upset in 2016. Report banded birds. Waterfowl hunters who find bands on game birds are asked to report it online to the National Bird Banding Laboratory. The previous toll-free reporting hotline 1-800-327-BAND was discontinued last June. Biologists place the numbered bands on many species of birds. These birds may be recaptured in the future by biologists, may be found dead by the public, or killed by hunters. Data from the bird banding program helps biologists understand how birds are impacted by environmental conditions and is used to set annual migratory game bird regulations, including season lengths and bag limits. Henderson's Outdoors columns appear in the Press Sun Bulletin and Ithaca Journal on Thursdays. If you have a comment or data pertinent to the columns, send it directly to Henderson Outdoors, 202 Prospect Street, Endicott, New York, 13760, or email it to dddhunter@aol.com.